I finished my book goal. But now, what do I do now with the rest of my life? That's scary. Hello, bookish baddies. It's your girl Brandy Nikhil, and I'm back with another video. And this time I want to talk about a combination of things. So I want to start by saying I finished my book goal for the year. I wanted to read 100 books this year, and I'm at like 103 now. Today is December 10th. And I'm at like 103 books. So I'm really, really proud. This is my first time completing that goal. I've had this goal for a couple years. And oddly enough, in the busiest year of my life, I finished it. Which also says something about how we manage our time when we're busy versus when we're not. So if you keep yourself busy and occupied, oftentimes you find yourself managing your time better because you have less of it. So it's like if you had unlimited money, you might spend money more recklessly. If you know, like, okay, this is all I got, you're going to be more thoughtful about how you spend and budget your money. Does that make sense? So I think it's the same thing with time. So tuck that little gem in your pocket. But anyways, I want to talk about first how I did it with a busy schedule. I work full time. I am in school working on my doctoral degree. I am this year has been like all dissertation writing plus the classes. So it's been a really, really, really heavy and busy year. Aside from just trying to also be a human being. And I was able to finish 100 books. So I made a video previously about how to make more time to read, but what I will say is I think the biggest thing is sacrifice. You have to sacrifice something. So we all would love to have it all. Everybody would. But that's just not a thing. It's just not. Something has to be sacrificed. And so for me, I spent the majority of the year off social media. So the time I will be spending scrolling, which we all know adds up and can be a ton of time, I spent that time instead reading. So I spent a lot of time reading. I kept a book with me at all times. And I just committed to it. I just decided like, hey, no matter what, I'm gonna see this thing through. I checked in with myself too. That's important. Check in with yourself on your goals. Don't set a goal in January and then not think about it again until December. Constantly check in. And so there were a couple times where I was behind on my reading goal, and I'd be like, okay, so this month I got to kick it up a notch, or I need to finish a book or two this weekend, and that might take the place of something else I might have wanted to do over the weekend. Or, instead of going to the movies, I'm gonna, sit at home and read my book. So there has to be some sacrifices made. And understand that it's not about quantity. If you love reading and you don't want to read 100 books in a year, read however many you want in a year. I'm just talking about reaching goals. Reaching goals requires sacrifice. End of story. Like, reaching your goals is going to require sacrifice. End of story. You have to make the time. You have to say no to some things to be able to say yes to some other things. If you want to lose weight, you got to say no to some foods. You got to say yes to the gym. Simple math. Same thing with reading goals and any other goal. So I want to start by saying that. But something else that this has brought up for me is, what do I do next after reaching a goal? So obviously with the reading goal, next, I'm going to keep reading. And I'm going to set another reading goal for next year. Like, no big deal. But I am also at the tail end of my doctoral program. So I am finishing up my last chapter of my dissertation right now. I'll be defending hopefully in the next month or two. And then I have just one more semester that starts in January. And then I'll be done. I'll be graduating, God willing, in May. And for the past 2 months, I've been struggling with this, what's next? Okay, what now feeling. And that is, it's a heavy feeling. And it almost threatens to steal your enjoyment of the moment. Like, I should be celebrating. I should be, yelling from the rooftops. I've done this thing, as a small percentage of Black women are in this space that have, attained their doctorate degree. I should be, yelling it from the rooftops. And in some ways, I certainly am. But all in all, I am finding myself feeling like, okay, well, what next? Because this is like the pinnacle of education for the most part. I mean, you can go back and get another doctorate or something, but for the most part, people stop here. This is what they call a terminal degree. And so that makes me just think like how attached I am to goals, outcomes, and accomplishments, and how I need to shift my mindset from what next to I've done this and that's amazing. And next is being able to live life and enjoy what I've done, enjoy the fruits of my labor. So that's a conversation that I've been having with myself lately, and just really nailing down what joy and accomplishment feels like outside of now I can go to the next level. Like, I'm just a natural level up girl. I always want to go to the next level. I want to do something else. I want to learn something else. And that's great. It's a great thing to have. We should all be, trying to improve and evolve as human beings. But also, what about enjoying the level that you've reached? You worked so hard to get here. What about celebrating that? What if there's nothing next in this arena? I don't have to go back to school to keep learning. I don't have to write another dissertation to make myself feel good. I can now take this and I can push this into my career. I can push this into my day-to-day life. I can find a way to leverage that time that I was spending on the degree to do something else now. To, work with a nonprofit, I can use this time. Researching, I can use this time. Public speaking about the topic that I wrote my dissertation about, I can begin teaching. There are so many other things that I can do. And yet I don't have to be focused on the do all the time. I hope that makes sense. So my word of advice, and this is advice that I'm also taking myself, is you do not have to worry about what's next. You can enjoy what's now. And also, you are not your achievements. You are a human being. You are a heart. You are a soul. You are a mind. You are a body. You are not your achievements or your lack thereof. Those things are great. They add to you. They add, texture to your life and to your existence. But your existence does not lie in, your value does not lie in what you have accomplished or what you are in the middle of accomplishing. It's okay to just exist. It's all right sometimes. So that's a lesson I'm learning myself as well. Let me know if this resonates with you, or if you have some more words of encouragement for me. You have been through this lesson before. Drop it in the comments. Let me hear it. Tell me about it, because I'm here now and I am actively working my way through this and saying, hey, I am more than my accomplishments. I am more than what I'm actively working towards. I'm even the sum of the things that I've already done. Those things exist. I can celebrate those things for the rest of my life, even if I never accomplish another thing. Although, I will. All right. Love y'all. Bye.